All right. Hi guys, welcome back to Citizen Mentors. आज मेरे साथ है अमरनाथ. By the way, he is a gold medalist BMS में and काफी cult profile है अमरनाथ की and he'll tell you why he chose Altera. But before that, let's get back to your profile. स्मार्ट हो यार आप, मतलब लाइक गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट एंड ऑल दैट. ये कैसे किया, मतलब ग्रेजुएशन में, वो भी बीएमएस में. टेल अस योर बैकग्राउंड, वेयर यू फ्रॉम, व्हाट हैव डन, और ये गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट कैसे बने आप?
Thank you for the introduction. And
प्लेजर इज माइन.
I'm Amarnath. I'm from Bangalore. As you said, of course, I am a gold medal in my bachelor's, but I did my bachelor's through the COVID time. So, of course, it was an intense course with international business as my specialization.
Oh, that's nice.
But I also had interest in sports. I'm also a black belt in karate too.
Wow.
And I've represented in the game of cricket for my university.
What's the name of university?
It's named Jain University, which is a famous
ये
one.
यूनिवर्सिटी टॉपर है. लोग स्कूल में क्लास आउट नहीं कर नहीं पाते, इसने यूनिवर्सिटी फाड़ दिया. बोलो बोलो.
And of course, to add on from my university, players like KL Rahul, Mayank Agarwal, Robin Uthappa have represented to the national cricket team too. So that's a pleasure.
Who all are player from university?
KL Rahul, Mayank Agarwal, Robin Uthappa, Manish Pandey.
All RCB fans.
Of course, they've all played for RCB at least once.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I grew up in Bangalore whole my life. I've stayed in and around IIM Bangalore, the campus of IIM Bangalore. Of course, the curiosity hit me what this campus is all about. It's such a huge campus in the middle of the city. And then I got to know it is about MBA. And so that is how I started my graduation with a business discipline, business management discipline. And that's how I'm into this.
Right. So now next question. Now, you being gold medalist, academically you are excellent. There is no doubt about that, right? And then you have a choice that you go for either traditional MBA for 2 years, or you have Altera, which is like 15 months का program है. 12 months curriculum, 3 महीने का internship है मेरे ख्याल से. So when we talk about the Ivy League colleges, they are filled with gold medalists and they are filled with people like you who are great in sports and all that. I would love to know कि Altera choose करते वक्त आपने क्या क्या pointers देखे. I'm very sure you must have done a great research, no doubt about that. And then you came to the conclusion that I want to go to Altera. There are a lot of new students like you. There are a lot of kids in the market like you. They must be looking for some good options. So I'm really interested to know कि आपने ऐसा क्या देखा Altera में कि you decided कि नहीं, this is the thing for me. Please explain it in a detailed manner.
There are literally so many reasons that I chose Altera. First that hits my mind is the experiential learning part.
अच्छा, what is experiential learning? थोड़ा audience को बता दीजिएगा.
Every B school that is there in the country teaches you traditionally, like a professor in the college who teaches you traditional theoretical expertise.
Right.
But then Altera here teaches you experiential learning, where experts from the industry themselves, after going through a decade of experience at least, they come and teach us here about their learning from the industry, what failures, what successes they experienced, and the subject expertise that we learn here is of utmost excellence, I would say.
Okay, let's break it down a little bit, right? So theoretical knowledge होता है, but it's backed by the practical approach, which what goes inside the market right now.
Yes.
अच्छा, जितने भी बच्चे भी सुन रहे हैं ना, एक चीज़ याद रखना कि मार्केट हर साल चेंज होता है, राइट? सो कुछ थियरीज ऐसी है मैनेजमेंट की जो अभी मुझे लगता है कि रिडंडेंट हो चुकी है, and we need these new age managers who can teach us the new stuff, the new management, right? In your case, you tell me, what sort of faculties you guys have, what's their background, and what sort of stuff they're teaching you actually.
Most of our staff, almost all of the staff have done.
Staff means faculty.
Yeah, of course. Our mentors here are from the top IIMs and FMS of the world.
Right.
So they have worked in these big industries, big FMCG companies like HUL, and these mentors have just excellence in the marketing field that they have been, because they have an experience more than a decade here, as I mentioned earlier. So the things they teach us are from the real world experiences.
Okay.
The current situation of the market that is present here, according to that, they teach us here.
Right.
So
do they also teach you like what sort of mistakes they made and what sort of learning they got from those mistakes?
Of course, yes. Of course, yes.
Okay.
That is how we learn not to make mistakes before entering.
So You have mentors from Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta who have spent around about 15 years in HUL or in companies like Amazon and Goldman Sachs. So I can say that, they are making better version of them, when it comes to students. So you guys will be better than them, right?
Yes,
Kind of, right?
course, of
I think
course.
that's where the experiential learning comes into picture. I think this is really a new concept and a cool concept. Moving ahead, how do you guys approach case study? And what's your curriculum? कुछ नया है या फिर same चीज चलता है वही है?
No,
Okay,
everything is different here.
explain.
They start us from first principles thinking.
Nice.
That is how we structurally,
Right.
break down each and every problem into buckets and then deep dive into each of the bucket to find out the actual problem in the case study.
Okay.
This is how we deep dive into each and every case study here, which actually gets down to the actual solution too, because you just don't go. It's like the problem is here, and you just find out for the solution. You just don't jump right into the solution. You find out which is the actual problem, and then create hypothesis around it,
Nice.
and then go about with 5 whys technique,
Right.
and then find out the solution for it.
Awesome. So, like when you talk about case studies, right? The sort of a fascination that students have is, I'll be learning Harvard case studies and I'll be learning, Stanford case studies, yada, 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 something like that. How do you guys approach a case study? I mean, do you guys have new problems or real problems of the companies that you guys solve, sit here and solve? Or you also have Harvard, Stanford case studies with like 30, 40 pages?
It's a mixture.
It's a
I would say
mixture.
it's a mixture.
Okay.
The first week at Altera, we had around 5 to 6 case studies.
Okay.
I mean, the first term,
First time, okay.
we had a mixture of Harvard case studies too. We had a designated mentor to
Oh,
teach
that's
us
nice.
case studies, and he's a guy from FMS.
Nice.
So he taught us these real world case studies. He taught us to structurally break it down. And then we also had case studies from the industry that are happening in the current market,
Okay.
the problems that are here around. So our approach is, I would say, it's a structured one. So
Okay.
that's how we go about in case studies here at Altera.
Okay. How's the rigor? Like, is it really rigorous? Like, तुम लोगों से बहुत काम करवाते हैं, मतलब मेहनत करवाते हैं, या फिर चलो यार, मतलब ठीक है, आराम है, कैसा है? How's the
Definitely not.
day look like?
It is a very rigorous program. We just felt the rigor on the first day of the program. The first week we didn't even sleep for around 3 hours, maybe max to max 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
So that's how rigorous it was, and the rigor extended. So the first term we had assignments the whole day. We had the classes just start from 9:30 in the morning, and just for the timetable purpose it finished at 6.
Right.
But we
टाइम टेबल
stayed.
से, sorry to interrupt, टाइम टेबल से मुझे याद है, इफ यू कैन सी दैट, इसके पीछे वो जो ब्लू बोर्ड है ना, ये पूरा एलईडी इन लोगों ने लगाया है जहाँ पे आपको टाइम टेबल दिखता है, सो यू आर ऑलवेज ऑन योर टोज. प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
Yeah. So for timetable wise, the day ends at 6 p.m. But it is not. I have memories of staying here around until 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
Oh.
at the campus, because we had that many assignments, that we had group assignments, of course we had to coordinate in one place. So that's how the rigor here is.
Okay. My final question to you. Like, you are a gold medalist, right? Academically, you're pretty good. There are so many students in the market. They also want to do something new, something which is relevant to the current market, right? And this new edge or this experiential learning sort of an MBA is now, coming up, right? You have been experiencing it firsthand. But there are students that are confused. Should I go for it or not? What is your advice to them as a brother or as a mentor? What you want to advise them? How it changes your life altogether?
My advice to them would be like, here at Altera, yes, there is rigor, yes, there is experiential learning. But one thing that is different is we don't go by theory. We just get hands-on experience on each and every subject here. We just go to visits here now and then every week. So we get to learn from the industry people itself. The people who work at the distribution center, maybe the MT stores, GT stores that we have gone for industrial visits. So of course we learn everything on hands-on experience, the problems that we solve, which you can't see happening in a traditional B school in India. This is the main difference that I would say you should think about to make a choice.
So if anybody who's got a similar kind of a personality or similar kind of a thought process can definitely look out for these new edge MBA sort of a programs. By the way, last question, a very important question. You're from Bangalore. You came to Delhi.
Yes.
How did that transition happen? With a lot of Bangalore people, they really want to come to Delhi. Like, you like the food here?
Of course. My
So-
sarcastic smile will answer it.
Cool, yaar. Thank you so very much
Thank you.
for giving some time. Love the interview. Guys, if you like this interview, kindly hit that like button and do share this video with your friends. Thank you so very much, Amarnath. Thank you.
Thank you so much.